to kind of nail down this point, if we like, we want to look at how the risk reward and probability actually affects us in the real world. Because, you know, many of you might be watching this and you kind of, listen, just show me the science of it, show me the logic of this. It makes sense, but let's just see some numbers. If you're a numbers guy or girl, this kind of will probably resonate with you. So if we look here on the slide we've got up here, we've got on the first column 50% losers at a risk reward ratio of 1 to 1. Second column, we've got a 50% losers or 50% winners. However you want to look at it. So trade, every 2 trades you take, one's a winner, one's a loser. 1 to 5 risk reward ratio. So in other words, you're risking 1, but you're making 5 every time you win. And then we look at 80% losers. So if we're losing 80% of the time, but we've got a 1 to 5 risk reward ratio again still. So basically every time we lose 1. Every time we win, we make 5 times what we've lost on our risk. And then we look at 20% losers. So in other words, 80% winners, and a risk reward ratio again of 1 to 5. And this is where stuff gets really interesting. Okay, so first column, we've got 50% losers, so pretty much a coin toss, right? Heads or tails, you call heads, you call tails, you're going to win half, you're going to lose half over a decent sum number of coin tosses. So in this example, I've kind of taken an idea where for every trade we lose, our risk is $200. So that's the kind of risk we're making on the trade in all of these examples actually. So when we lose $200, and if we've got a 1 to 1 risk reward ratio, we make $200. Okay, so we make $200 back. So we get our stake back obviously, and we make a $200 on top of that. So we're $200 up if we're correct. And if we look at kind of 10 trades here, so trade 1 through to trade 10, so we've won 5 trades, we've made $1,000. We've lost 5 trades as well, so we've lost $1,000. So net is 0 because we've lost half of the trades that we've taken and we've won half the trades, however you want to look at it. So that's a kind of even strategy, right? And that would be a roulette wheel if you didn't have that green 0 in there. We kind of talked about the roulette wheel, red and black, but that green 0 gives you that extra edge for the house that we don't have. If you remove that, even number of red, even number of black, and it was a payout like this, then that's exactly the results you get over a longer period of time. Okay, now if we change this, and again, we keep the probability of success the same, 50-50, but we increase our risk reward ratio 1 to 5. So in other words, for every £200 we trade or we risk, we're going to make £1,000 on the upside. So when we're right, we'll make $1,000. Sorry, I've got it on dollars here, pounds, euros, wherever you are in the world. Imagine it's your currency. $200 risk, $1,000 reward. That's the way it works. So if you look at that now, but the same 50-50 bet, coin toss could be, look at how this varies and how it changes your outcome. So first trade 1, we lose our $200. Trade 2, we win, make $1,000. Then trade 3, we lose. We win, we lose, we win, we lose, we win, we lose, we win, we lose. So we've got 5 winners, 5 losers. The net of that, of course, for the 5 winners, $5,000. But we've lost $1,000 from the 5 losers, but we're still up net $4,000 when we approach it like that. When the risk reward ratio is high, but even the probability of success is 50-50. So you can start to see how just by tweaking one of these things, we're looking at a decent expectancy for our strategy. Let's move on to 80% losers. So even if we're really trading the same thing, 1 to 5 risk reward ratio, risking $200, making $1,000, what is the outcome for us? Well, 80% losers is a pretty bad strategy, but still, if you look at this, I'm not going to go through every single one of them. 2 of them are obviously going to be winners if we've got 10 trades. 2 of them are going to be winners because we're 80%. 8 of them are going to be losers. And what have we got? We've still made $400 on that outcome because we've made $2,000. We've lost $1,600 because it's 8 times by our 200. We're still up $400, even when we have the probability of success so low for us, which is 20%. That's a chance of success on this, 80% of the losers, but the risk reward ratio is high. So we can start to see now, right, okay, good. I can see how I can tweak and adjust this thing. All right, guys, so if we're looking now at column number 4, this is exactly where we want to be as price action traders. We want to be in this zone. In other words, we want 80% winners with a 1 to 5 risk reward ratio. So we want to only be losing 20% of the time, but we want that high risk reward ratio. Look to see how that really nails down the bottom line. This is why we want the high probability of success. We want the high risk reward ratio. We want our cake and eat it. And yes, it's not always going to be there, like I say, but if we can find it, that's when the sweet spot occurs. That's when we get the account growth. That's when we align ourselves with that trader's goal of making as much money as possible with the least risk possible. So look at it. We've got 2 losers because we're 20% losers, 10 trades here, 2 losers. I realize that the sample size is low, but it's just for example purposes. 200 bucks, 200 bucks, 400 bucks lost, but we've made 8,000 bucks on our 1 to 5 risk reward ratio. Remember, we're making 1,000 bucks for every 200 we're risking, $7,600. So if anything, this proves to us that we want to try to get as far to that end as possible. We want to get that risk reward ratio high, and we want to get the probability of success high. Now, we've got a little bit of problem with that because we kind of know that, okay, we can't always determine the probability of success, but with price action trading and strategies, we've got a good idea they're going to be successful. We can jump on those momentum ignition strategies and patterns. If we can jump on these patterns and those patterns, we know they've got a decent probability of success. And then if we can pick our sweet spot, we can build that risk reward ratio, because again, trade entry so key, stop position so key. This is the stuff we're going to look at, guys, and then we can put it together and get to as far as we can over to that column on that side where we get that risk reward ratio high and we get the probability of success high too. Well, yeah, it's extreme and it'd be nice to get all the way over there, but you can see the point is, even if we're somewhere between 50-50 and that, we start to win. We want to be on that side of the deal.